Ladies and gentlemen, it is the second leg of the Champions League round of 16. It is the big one. Look, Villa are heavy favourites to go through today. You can see on screen, if you're watching on TikTok, it's above me. If you're watching on YouTube, it's over here. A 3-1 aggregate lead. We played, don't get twisted, we played kind of shit away from home. I'll openly admit that. I don't think we played very well. But all that matters is the huge 3 points that we got. All that all that matters, bro. All that matters is I say 3 points. I meant the 3 goals. I meant 3 goals. I'm cooked. Anyway, huge game. Huge game. Massive fireworks going off at Villa Park right now. Amazing tifo. Oh, man. It's great. The gas lamps that we were founded under with a nice prepared tag underneath it. The players are about to be heading onto the pitch here. I can't wait. I cannot wait. Guys, get these likes up, man. Get these likes up. Let's get started. Murad says, in our worst season, we made it further in the Champions League than Liverpool. So suck it up, Liverpool fans. I mean, it's a bit harsh, Murad. It is a little bit harsh, my friend. But I get it. I fully understand. Look, Liverpool fans, a lot of hate watchers yesterday for Liverpool. And look, I got no hate for Liverpool. I don't really care. But I know a lot of Arsenal fans seem to care about Liverpool. So it is what it is, isn't it? But give me your score predictions. It's a tough one, you know. It is a bit of a tough one today. Because there's not really much impetus for us to go and win this game. Because we won 3-1 away. I think the incentive is to just not lose. So I'm gonna go with quite a fair 1-1. I think that's more than reasonable. I think a draw today is more than fair. I love what we've done, by the way. The scarves have scattered themselves. Every seat, a scarf has been provided. And based where you are, you get either a claret one or a white one, or in fact, some are in blue as well. And it just looks really good. An absolute sea of scarves across the stadium. Amazing. How you doing, Erica? What's good? Corey says, I just wanted Liverpool to lose to see us play PSG. We play every year. Oh dear. To be fair, I thought PSG were the better side over 2 legs by far. I think they deserve to go through. And Donnarumma is one of the best penalty savers in the world. We saw it with England. Yeah, he's just a top goalkeeper. Very similar to Emi Martinez. Very good at saving penalties. Guys on TikTok, double tap the screen. Get all the support in. Man, the crowd looks fantastic. Oh man, it is gonna be electric. I cannot wait. I'm a bit tense though. Only Villa, right? I swear, Villa are only one of the few clubs in the world that I'm still nervous with a 3-1 lead. I swear to you. I know what this club is like. We'll go through the lineups of both teams, starting with Aston Villa. Just bear with me. Absolutely buzzing. This is Erica. Second best. Emmy, always number 1. I will say, by the way, Robin Olsen for Villa against Brentford. I give Olsen loads of stick. I think Olsen's shit, right? I thought he played pretty well. Against Brentford, to be fair. And he got a clean sheet, something we never get. Emi Martinez is back in goal, though. Matty Cash, Ezri Konsa, Tyrone Mings, and Ian Matson make up the back four. Boubacar Kamara starting for Villa is beautiful to see, with Tielemans alongside. Rodgers will either be out wide or behind Ollie Watkins. We could see a John McGinn behind Ollie. Personally, I think it's going to be McGinn one side, Rashford the other, with Rodgers behind Ollie Watkins. We'll see though, because we've got quite a versatile team. That's the Villa side. For Brugge, you've got Mignolet in goal. De Kuyper scored against Aston Villa, and Michele scored for Aston Villa. Both start. Ordenez and Sabo make up their defence. Jashari and Onyedika is their defensive midfield pivot. I thought Onyedika, by the way, was a pretty good player. I watched the Brugge game against Manchester City, and I saw him obviously against Villa. I thought he was a decent player. Talby, Vanaken, and Solis. We all know how good Solis can be. I know he gave Villa a penalty, but I still thought he played well in that game. And Juckler is the striker. He almost scored against Villa, but a miraculous goal line clearance stopped him. What a player Tyrone Mings is, by the way. Oh, my life. Redemption arc for Tyrone. The redemption arc is here. You lot better win for my Akka, says Jay. Never bet on Villa. That's your first mistake. Never bet on Villa. I thought about it and selling Ramsey would save our PSR struggles. Huge money plus pure profit. I agree to an extent, but I love Jacob Ramsey. And I think it would crush me seeing him leave. We are underway at Villa Park, though, for Aston Villa against Club Brugge. Like I said, I think 1-1. My heart is actually saying a bit more than that, but I'm level-headed. We don't need to win today. I think we'll get a draw. I don't think we lose this. And even if we do, we can lose by a goal and still go through. I'd rather not do that. But, you know, a 2-goal lead into the second leg is ridiculous. Are you doing Bo? Are you doing Flapcap? So Rodgers on the right, Rashford behind. Watkins would be... I mean, that could be interesting. Look, we're a very versatile team. It's looking like John McGinn is the man behind Ollie Watkins as... Yeah, we are structured in that 4-4-2. Rashford on the left with Rodgers on the right. And yeah, John McGinn standing alongside Ollie Watkins currently. Flapcat says 2-1 Villa. Murad, I thought Dortmund played all right. I watched the game. I thought Dortmund, obviously Kobel had a nightmare, but I thought Dortmund were decent. I think they rode a little bit of a Lille storm. They had a massive goalmouth scramble. If you guys didn't watch the game, I think like Lille cleared the ball off the line like two or three times in one passage of play. It's complete chaos. But yeah, Dortmund did well. Good afternoon. How's the weather in Birmingham this evening? It's been okay. There's a bit of hail. There's a tad bit of hail. Atletico Madrid already lead. So I was going to say this as well, and they've kind of beat me to it. A lot of people wrote them off, and I was saying today, literally at work, they a 2-1 deficit. It's not much, man. It's not much. And with them at home, you never know. And they already lead a 1-0. Job's going fantastic. It's been a month. I've enjoyed it. Yeah, nothing more else to say really other than that. Hi Villa, fun. Good luck in the next round from a Seagulls fan. We're not there yet, Gib. Not quite there yet, but I appreciate your support, my friend. Erica says cheeky 2-1 win, but must score first. Thrown by De Kuyper is long. Cash with a flick header, and he is fouled. Free kick to Aston Villa deep into Villa's half. 2 minutes gone. Still remains goalless at Villa Park. The crowd is absolutely amazing already. And I will say, Villa in the Champions League, the crowd's been brilliant. But in the league is where you'll see it not the best sometimes. I don't know why that's the case. Obviously, I mean, years without the Champions League, I suppose every game in this competition is going to be hype. But I just like to see more consistency because I think ever since we moved away from the Championship, I think the crowd at Villa Park has been hit or miss. Especially when I've been there. But Champions League's always electric, it seems. And yeah, sometimes I feel like the fans react with the team. Like, you know, say it's a tight game, it can be a bit tense in the stands, and then we'll get a goal. Suddenly, all the chants start belting out, and it's kind of like the fans can be a reflection of the players at times. But the Champions League is completely different because I hear them all the time. We're going about Preston, a lot of changes, similar team to tonight. I think we'll go strong. The way we've set up for the FA Cup, every round has been really strong. So I think we'll do it again. I don't know whether the board or it's Unai or whoever it is, a decision has been made to really care about the FA Cup. So I think we'll go strong. I genuinely think that. I really, really do. And we'll see. We don't play another Premier League game in March now. The schedule could get a bit tight though. But I do think we'll go strong. Villa will want a semi-final. Villa will want a trip to Wembley. I'll try and get to Wembley. You know, that'll be a really good vlog there. I'll try and get a ticket for Wembley. I I think it'd be a really cool thing to blog. Obviously, we got to get there first. Got to get there first. I do not want to disrespect any Preston fan. Like, we can't just already start talking about semi-final before we're even there. Love John McGinn as a Scottish player. He's a top player. I think for Scotland, he plays, a very advanced role and does really well in that role. And for years at Villa, he played in a defensive midfield pivot and wasn't very good. And we really get, pardon me, we get to see the best part of John McGinn when he's in advanced positions, I don't think he's very good defensively. That's my opinion. Tielemans getting booed by the Bruges fans is quite funny. That's quite funny. I love it when fans don't forget players, I find that funny. Ollie Watkins to Villa. Had to drop quite deep there to get the ball. Gets a 1-2 Vesri Konza. Watkins, good passing towards Cash. I think Cash I don't think he's super sharp to that. And now, could be a break. It's Solis. He loves to run. Solis finds De Kuiper. Early cross blocked by Kamara. It's really good defending, Kamara. It looked like a foul throw there from De Kuiper, which the fans also thought. I think that was a foul throw. He rushed it. I don't think the official saw that. But yeah, high tempo. I expected that from this kind of game, to be honest. We fielded a strong team for practically every match this season, so Flatcap. Not always gone to plan, but we've tried. I mean, Crystal Palace was a disaster, to be honest. I'm at Villa at Wembley trying to get Villa PSG tickets at home if we get there. And yeah. And Morris says we almost threw the match away. Oh dear. Look, they're into the next round, Dortmund, so that's all that matters. How you doing, Mark the Warrior? Said hello, AJ. It's been a while. How you doing, bro? And Anthony, my cold has not fully gone. The cough is still there. I feel a lot better, but the cough has never gone. And that is very frustrating. Warplane says he's nervous. Like I said to you, Aston Villa are one of the few clubs in the world with a 2-goal lead, and you're still nervous. That's just what this club does. It's what the club does, right? We never make things easy for ourselves. A game like this, right? Most teams on the planet would easily see this out. And we might do that today. We could see this out today. But I know this club. I know my club very well. And a Solis dagger would definitely make people nervous. I tell you now. Villa thump it long towards Ollie. Don't win the... Bloody hell, my throat is a bit dry. Don't win the first ball or the second ball, and the ball goes back to Mignolet in goal. I wouldn't say it's the most positive start for Villa so far. Like I said, we're very early into the game. We've got a long way to go. And we don't have to do anything. Essentially, we have to come into this game with the correct mentality that we're winning by 2 goals and try and get a clean sheet for a change. That would be nice. A clean sheet would be amazing. Is it a goal? Not quite. It is still goalless. 8 minutes gone. Villa 0, Bruges 0. Neither side have yet to have proper attempts on goal. We're going to have some stats as well on screen for my YouTube viewers. Bear with me. I'll sort that out. Bear with. There we go. So XG is still very low. And they've got somehow a shot for them counted. Crazy. I think they've just had a shot, actually, as I'm trying to do my stats here. Get the line up on screen for you lot. There we go. For God's sake. Sorted. I watched the preview for this game, and apparently the Bruges manager was a manager in the Welsh Premiership only 2 seasons ago. How mad is it? If you're a Villa fan and you're not totally nervous tonight, where have you been? That is a very true comment, Kiki. That is true. Any Villa fan who's not nervous tonight clearly hasn't been a Villa fan very long. Flatcat says we're looking weak and I right again. It's early days. Like I said, it's not been the perfect start. Very aggressive high press from Villa right now. De Kuiper shifts the ball towards the right hand side. Nearly 10 minutes gone, still goalless. I thought they'd go direct there, Bruges, especially with the players we've forced forward. And we'll see what happens. The name Matson gives me PTSD. It still would be a good game if Villa off with the full team. Well, I think our squad depth is getting better. It's a lot better than what it used to be. That's all I'm going to say. Callum Chambers. Need I say more? Konza. Good clearance. Good actual cushion header from Matson. That should be a foul. Apparently he won the ball. If he's won the ball with that, it's a challenge from behind on Tielemans, and the referee says he wins the ball. That's true, fair play. Solis, not the best to pass into De Kuiper. He keeps it in play, gives it back to Solis. Might get it on his favourite right boot. Good pass. Oh, shot from... Wow. Good block from Konza. I mean, is it Onyedika? Just had the shot there. Konza with the clearance. I mean, the tension is there to see. It's definitely there to see. Do you think Mings has been better than Kevin Danzo this season? I know it's random. I don't think Mings has played enough for me to say anything like that. He's done well since coming back from injury, but I think it's early days. It's early days yet. But we'll see. I think he's been pretty good. I don't think many Villa fans or just football fans in general who's watched Mings since he's come back from injury, I don't think many will say he hasn't done well. So we'll just see how it goes, to be honest. But it's an interesting question. Richard said, up the Hammers. As much as I like West Ham, they don't really play in this competition, my friend. Although I'm jealous that you won the Conference League and we didn't. I'll give you that. Brugge was singing, you only sing when you're winning. I think they forgot the 3-1 down. I mean, it's a song that you sing when you're losing, so I don't think they forgot that. And to be honest, I don't know. I mean, the Villa fans away are pretty good, so fuck knows. We didn't deserve to win that game, in fairness. I said it on my live stream. I said it in videos after. I thought we played quite poor and scored pretty good goals. I mean, the first one was an own goal, but again, I think Ollie Watkins... Not the first one, sorry. The first one was a good cushion header from Mings and a good finish from Bailey. Second one was an own goal, but I think Ollie might be tapping it in anyway. And third goal was just head loss from Solis and really good attacking play from Matty Cash. But they're really nice goals and very clinical from Villa because we didn't create too many chances and scored 3 decent goals. You take it. You take it all day. Our bench is almost our first full team in itself. It's been a long time since I could say that. That's very true. Very true, Flapcap. Very, very true. Pardon me. My cough will never go. It's been 3 weeks, by the way. I'm starting to get worried. Erica said, I'm praying we are not going to be defensive the entire game of our defence. My heart won't cope. I don't think we're good enough to be defensive. I think our defensive record speaks for itself. I don't mind playing a bit more cautious, but to try and defend this out, I think is a really poor idea. That's a good tackle from Matson. Could be a chance for Villa. Oh, Rashford with a heavy touch. Wow. I will say, fair play to Matson. Wins the ball very high up. Creates a chance, but Rashford doesn't quite control the ball very well. And Brugge get away with that because that was a nightmare for them. Matson, bear in mind, he's a left back. Won the ball right at the edge of Bruges' box. Down the middle. So really good anticipation from Matson. Shame he didn't lead to anything. But I love that. And again, it's Rodgers this time with the interception. But just like with Rashford, it's the heavy touch that lets him down. And Bruges get away with it again. De Kuiper with a very early ball. Villa only half clear it. I appreciate that. Cross from the right towards Konza. Good header away. Jutgler is causing, I wouldn't say issues, but is... I'll put it this way. Konza's having to clear that. Not in a place he wants to. He has to concede the corner because Jutgler's right behind him. Corner to Bruges. 14 minutes gone. Concern. How you doing, Lie Detector? Me and my cousin Murad's team will face each other in the UCL quarter-final. We shall see. We shall see. That'll be a good game. Matt says, I know we all have high expectations for Rashford, but I think he's a little shaky at the moment. I'm not going to give any criticism to Rashford. He's still fairly match unfit. Hasn't played much at all and has done well when he has played. I think it's good for him to start. And anyone can take a heavy touch. Literally moments after, Morgan Rogers makes a heavy touch. And this is someone who's one of the best dribblers in the league. And even he has a heavy touch and gives the ball away to Bruce. So I'm not going to get on his back. It's early on in this game. We're leading. I think the vibes should be quite high. We should try and keep them high. Hey, doing Isabel? I ain't seen it. Long time no see. I'm doing good. Especially if Villa can get through to the last 8 today. That will be dream come true, really. I did not think we'd get this far. My hope was round of 16. That was my hope. And we've got that. And with a 2-goal lead, you would hope we can make it beyond that. Matt says, to be fair, he's a player like Grealish, and we definitely need someone like that. I will say, I know some people disagree with me here. I actually think, like, the whole Grealish debate, to me anyway, doesn't make too much sense. Because a lot of Villa fans will ask the question, and I'm sure you've heard it if you're a Villa fan, would you take Jack Grealish back? And right now, I genuinely wouldn't. I think we've moved beyond Grealish now. And I don't think he's as good as Asensio. I know Asensio's on loan, but I'm just comparing him to the players we've got. What a pass! Long ball into Rashford! That has to be a red card! He has to go! It's a denial of a goal-scoring opportunity. So I've had to cut myself completely short. Villa go direct. It's red! It's a red for Bruges! It's a straight red card! Absolute chaos here. I cannot believe. Sorry, I was having a complete yap session. Villa thumped the ball long, and it leads to Marcus Rashford going 1-on-1. I can't believe how easy that was. And Rashford is pulled down right as he's bearing down on goal. I mean, it's one of those. The defender, you kind of have to do it, but. Because, you're losing by 2 goals, but to be a man down in a game you're chasing, I just feel like that's a nail in the coffin anyway. Absolute moment of madness for Bruges. The referee had no choice to brandish that red card. I mean, that's unbelievable. I can't believe it. It's just a simple long ball. It's a simple long ball, and Kiriani Sabi, probably said his name wrong, has just pulled him down. Well, and I will say it's really ironic because of a comment I read about Rashford not only, a minute ago, 2 minutes ago. And Rashford has bought Villa a red card there. His simple strength and pace was too much and Sabe had to take him out. And what a moment. What a moment for this game. I mean, that takes a lot of pressure off Villa now. I was starting to get a bit tense. I don't think Villa have been that great so far in this game. But a red card is absolutely ginormous for this kind of game. Isabel said, sorry, I haven't watched a watch-along for ages. I don't understand. You have a life. Everyone has a life, man. You don't have to apologise for anything, Things happen and, it is what it is. I hope everything's all good with you. And congratulations. Harrison says, Conor Gallagher going to send those mugs out the UCL. He's a good player. I don't know why he let go. I mean, PSR probably, but yeah. Dear, oh dear. But yeah. Erin says, same, especially seeing what Grealish hasn't been able to do at Man City. I don't know if it'd help us in our correct options. And yeah, absolute chaos in the Villa game. Genuine chaos. I've missed a lot of comments as well, so I apologise. I'm trying to get through them. I'm live on both platforms, TikTok and YouTube. Someone said Villa suck. Well, Villa are on the brink of making the last 8 of the Champions League. So if we suck, then what do other teams do? What on earth do other teams do? What are your opinions on Rashford? I think he's a good player. I think he's a really good player. I've got no quarrels. Tielemans has a shot saved. Good save, Mignolet down to his right. No one there to follow up. And a throw-in to Aston Villa is given. Tielemans with quite a low shot, actually. Around the wall rather than over it. Good save, Mignolet, but no one... no one to anticipate the rebound, unfortunately. I do remember you Aston Villa shorts. And I also remember Where are you from? I love the representation. Throwing for Villa's long, flicked on by Mings and Kamara, but unfortunately not towards Ollie Watkins. And Vanaken, the captain for Bruges, does actually do really well, in fairness, to win a goal kick for Bruges. Where do they go from here? That's the question now, because you're down by 2 goals. You're away from home. 20 minutes gone. I think they've been okay in this game. But one absolute moment of madness from, is it Sebe? And the game might be over in one moment. Sabe, I should say. Brought down Rashford one-on-one. And the referee, I mean, I'm sure as a ref you don't want to make those kind of decisions. But a direct red card. A straight red card. No arguments from Bruges, no arguments from anyone. Has his arm around Rashford, brings him down. It's one of those where, is it better to just allow him to have a shot, even if he scores and makes it 1-0 Villa? I feel like losing a man is more pivotal here. If it was a closer game, say this was level, say we drew the first game, the first leg 1-1, and Rashford's through on goal, maybe taking him out is the idea, but you're down by 2. I just think that having less players on the pitch is just a death sentence in itself. And it's almost worth seeing if Rashford scores. Because Rashford could miss. You never know. He hasn't scored for Villa yet. He could have missed. But we'll never know. And Villa's subsequent free kick was saved anyway. Yeah, I mean, that just could be the nail for Bruges, I feel. Erica says we still need to go. Look, they are 10 men. I think, I'll put it this way, right? And I know it wouldn't surprise anyone, to be honest. At least any Villa fan. But if we did get knocked out today with a 2-goal lead against 10 men, it would be the biggest embarrassment in the Champions League for a very long time. 2 goals and a literal man advantage. Like, this would be quite impressive for Villa levels to be knocked out. So I'm a lot more calm now. But we'll see. Matt says we would need a very strong team of PSG. I don't think Malin's able to play because of squad registration. Which is a shame, really. But yeah, I don't really understand what's going on with Malin as well because he's not really featured in any Villa squad. But yeah, I think it is a red card. Look, I personally, there's no. I don't know how you could even argue. I mean, he's had his arm all around Rashford and he stopped Rashford from running through. So it's one of those where even if I take my Villa tinted glasses off, you struggle to see how it's not a red. Because as a defender in that position, when the striker's goal side, and you put your arms around him, what do you expect's going to happen? That's the way I'm going to phrase that. What do you really think's going to happen? There's no real attempt to get the ball. The attempt is to just stop Rashford at all costs. Like, that's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. I hope we can buy Marcus Asensio next season. Well, we'll see if they sell him, and we'll see if Asensio wants to join, because Asensio might not want to join Villa. He might want to use Villa as a stepping stone. But yeah, as Neil said, embarrassing or typical Villa. 2 things can exist at the same time. Should let Rashford shoot, surely. It's what I've said. It's literally what I've said, Corey. I feel like in Bruges' situation with them being 2 goals down, surely it's worth the gamble letting Rashford have a shot away because he could miss. He hasn't scored for Villa yet. So I think that's more. It's more of a gamble to just let him wiggle through, let him go 1-on-1. Back your goalkeeper. Mignolet still is not terrible. And he could more than capable of making a save. Like I said, to me, it only seems necessary if this game was level, if the aggregate score was level. But Villa being 2 goals up, I just think it just makes this challenge for Bruges so much harder when it kind of didn't need to be. But obviously, hindsight is an amazing thing, and defenders make split-second decisions that cost them the game. Maybe if he could have a chance to think about it, he wouldn't bring him down. But you don't have any time, especially right in that moment. He had no time to make a decision. He just had to react. Unfortunately, I don't think he reacted in the right way. Yeah, Mino's still decent keeper. He's a bit on the aging side, but I know like people coin him with like the banter era of Liverpool. I've never actually felt Mignolet's ever been a bad keeper. I remember him at Sunderland. I don't think he was ever. To me, I don't think Mignolet's ever been that bad. You know, I've seen him make some good saves. Atalanta made some good saves in that game. Yeah. I don't know. I don't really. I think the Villa game that we lost 1-0 to Bruges, I think he made a couple of really good saves in that. Jokla does receive a good cross from the right, but does very little with it. He tries to hold up the ball inside the box. And yeah, he's barely had a touch, and he's going to get very little service in this kind of game. So when he actually does get the ball inside Villa's box, he needs to do more with it than that. Really poor. Victoria says they need to score 3 to win. I mean, 2 would take them to extra time. So obviously Villa can lose this game and still qualify. Oh dear, Solis. Oh dear. Solis caused Villa a lot of issues at their ground, but 25 minutes gone, he's done very little. And another very heavy touch has... I mean, that touch is horrendous. That touch is absolutely horrendous. It's so crazy because the pass to him with the outside of the boot is absolute perfection. And yet the very next touch of the ball is horrendous. It's literally, you go from Champions League to Sunday League very quickly. Absolute trampoline shoe there from Solis. Has killed their attack on the spot. And yeah, 26 minutes gone. Still Villa 0, Bruges 0. You know, it's really funny. It's not even, they're not even playing like they got a red card because they have to go and, you know, do something here. I mean, I'm just seeing the stats here. 195 passes for Bruges to Villa 67, and they have 10 men. Look, the red card didn't happen that long ago in reality, but it doesn't seem to affect them in any way. Another long ball towards Rashford. That time is defended well. A heavy press, high press from Maatsen, but they've played right through it. And Villa, I don't know, could be in trouble here. We're a little bit exposed. They do go down the left-hand side, though, with Solis. I think if they attack down the right, Maatsen was out of position. I think they've just kind of took too long, especially now. De Kuyper on the halfway line. Villa are more than back with numbers now. Vanaken receives the ball from Solis. Good pass into the midfield. They switch it from left to right. That pass is horrendous, though. Oh, dear. Onyedika is a good player. That was not a good pass. You can be a good player and make a shit pass. And that's what Onyedika just did. Lover says we're all over the shot. It's a weird situation, is it? Because, like, you know, the first leg, I said it earlier, I'll say it again. I don't think Villa played very well first leg. Somehow, by a miracle of all miracles, we won the game by 3-1. And I remember thinking, like, we were the worst team in this game by a mile and still won very comfortably in the end, if you look at just the scoreline. And today, I think, again, we've kind of been second best, but it's just Bruges shooting themselves in the foot. That's probably what I'd call, if I made a video later tonight about this game and this tie in general, it's essentially just been Bruges shooting themselves in the foot. Like, surely, like, you guys must agree with that, right? Like, Bruges have been the centre of their own downfall at every step of the way throughout this time. It's been less Villa have been amazing and more Bruges throwing the game away, throwing the tie away. Like I said, I don't think the red card needed to happen. I don't think Michele needed to desperately slice the ball towards his own goal. I don't think Solis needed to snap Cash's ankles inside the box. You've got Jokla missing a free header in the first leg. I mean, it was an incredible block on the line by Mings, but Jokla still missed a free header. And Solis, for how well he played in that first leg, went 1-on-1 and smashed it over the stand. So they had their moments, Bruges, and they could have easily won that game. But they weren't clinical, and they made complete, you know, hashes of defensive mistakes, really. Matt's had to do some black magic on Unai for him to start. I mean, he probably has to start because we might as well use him. We've got squad depth for a reason. We got players on high wages for a reason. We spent how much money on him? Has to start some games. Bruges are 12th man. I think that's perfectly put by Erica. Bruges literally the 12th man. I couldn't put that any better myself. Sam says up the Villa. Focus on Champions League, FA Cup. Oh, I don't agree. All right, Sam. I'll have to boo you here, bro. I'm sorry. FA Cup, we ain't won it since 1957. I know the Champions League is important, and if you're gonna say which one is more important, I would say Champions League. But we're allowed to juggle multiple competitions. It's fine to do that, especially when you play a team like Preston. Then after Preston, we could play, as long as it's not Man City, I'd back us to beat anyone left in the competition. If City go out, Villa are the favourites for it. That's what I genuinely think. Flick on header by Ollie Watkins. The referee has, unfortunately, pulled the attack back for an offside. Just going to see what happens there. Yeah, Ollie's well offside. Yeah. No debate. I think Ollie even knows it. I don't know what he's doing there, to be honest. But I wholeheartedly disagree. 1957. My granddad was 12 the last time Villa won the FA Cup. You can't tell me it's not important. The majority of Villa fans alive have never seen it. To me, that's crazy. When Coventry City won it in the 80s, and we haven't won it since the 50s. Come on, it's important, man. Lovely ball towards Ollie Watkins, by the way, but again, it's just, I wouldn't say, look, Ollie Watkins he's not a weak player by any means, but he does kind of get shrugged off the ball a little bit far too easy for my liking there. And look, I know Ordonez, is that his name? Ordonez is a good, solid, strong centre back, but I think it's a little bit far too easy for him there, especially considering the pass from Tielemans is fantastic. Oh, it's just far too easy. Ordonez just brushes him aside like he's nothing. Strange. Sharky says, I'm more worried about the Preston game. I fear Bradford. Oh, I did think of Bradford. I did think of that. That semi-final where... I remember when Arsenal got knocked... I mean, I was like 13 for this. I remember when Arsenal got knocked out. And every Villa fan were like, oh my God, we're going to win it. And like every Villa fan were thinking, we're going to get to the final. Doesn't matter who we play, we're going to win it. That was... that was the general consensus back then. And a lot of Villa fans didn't even consider the idea of losing to Bradford. And then that first game happened and it was an absolute disaster. Absolute disaster. My head, it gets hot a lot in football and you try and forget moments. I remember that game, 3-1. It was miserable. One of the worst games I've ever seen. And towards the end of the game, Darren Bent missed an absolute sitter, right? And my head was on Mars. My head was on Mars for a long time. And then in the second game, we win it 2-1. But even that, I mean, it was a late goal from Weimann and we were knocked out. Genuine I'd not often in my life I felt real embarrassment for Aston Villa. That was one of them. Absolutely terrible. But yeah, that's a moment I probably will never forget. Thank you, Darren Bent. Yeah. Will Singson have to say we're off against PSG last night. You know what? I actually thought football's such a funny game to me. I thought Liverpool were a lot better yesterday than what they were in the first leg. And yet they lost. And yet Liverpool was shocking that first leg. And somehow by miracle of miracles they won the game. You play that game 1,000 times, they win it once. That would just happen to be the one game they won that we saw. They're awful. And yet that second leg yesterday, they hit the post, missed some massive chances. Certain players didn't perform well. Diaz, Nunez, Jota. Salah kind of left to do everything on his own. But we'll see. Monsieur said, bought your ticket for Paris, AJ. Well, we got to get through Bruges. And I know you'll say, oh, but AJ, they got 10 men. Oh, but AJ, we lead by 2 goals. It's Aston Villa. So we're not, we're still not there yet. I know this club very well. And we love to make things difficult. If you think for 1 second we're getting a clean sheet tonight, think again. We don't get them. We don't get them. And even against a 10-man Bruges team, that's 2 goals down, I still see him scoring. Absolute crazy. And they have it on the right here. And they've got a shot away, but it's a good save, Martinez. I mean, Talby, he cuts in on his left. I mean, it's a bit of a... Would you class that as a hit and hope? It kind of is, because it's just outside the box. It wasn't really an opportunity to feed anyone in. He's kind of gone a little bit greedy there, you could argue. Didn't properly wrap his left foot around it, and it's gone straight down the throat of Emmy. But it's a shot away that they've got, and we haven't got it. If you look at the stats here, this is crazy, by the way. If you're on YouTube, you get to see it like in 4K. Bruges, despite having a red card, they've had 73% possession. That's insane. With 35 minutes in the game, it's 0-0. We're playing 10 men. 73% possession. One shot to their 4. That's crazy. I know we lost to Stevenage. I know that's one of the low ones. That is one of the low ones. But that's what I mean, Michelle, right? When you say, I bought a ticket. 73% of the ball, man. We're not playing this like they've got 10 men. You couldn't guess he's got 10 men. And now we're giving the ball away cheaply again. Goodness me. John McGinn, I think, gave it away. A good tackle from Cash stops the attack. Won't be long and before Blues will be playing you again. Real derbies. Reckon Blues get to the Prem in 5 years. As much as I think getting the derby back in the Premier League would be cool. I don't think. Look, 5 years. I'll give you credit, right? I think 5 years is realistic. Some Blues fans, right? I'm not just saying this because I'm Villa, but some Blues fans think you're gonna get like back-to-back league titles. I think that's a little bit absurd. I think the Championship is very competitive, and I don't see back-to-back promotions. You'd have to be absolutely ridiculous to do that. And like they'll give the argument of Ipswich Town, but they're genuinely like that was almost like like a wonder story in that league. I don't think that will happen again for a long time. Ollie Watkins for Villa, good pass into Cash inside the box, left foot maybe. I think he tried to cut him for a cross, but then left it too late. Maatsen has a shot, and that's why he's the left back. Oh my life, left-footed, and it's always swerving over. And that's probably the closest we've come to a goal, which I think is even more depressing, to be honest. I don't see either, but I think we'll be near playoffs mid-table. I don't think you'd go down. I think at the very least, I don't think you'll go down. I think mid-table, I think, is definitely realistic. But I've spoke to some Blue Noses who, look, you want to be optimistic about your team, I get it. But some Blue Noses genuinely think they're going to get back-to-back league titles. And they've technically not even wrapped up this one yet. They're probably going to do it. Would be a disaster if they didn't at this point. But back-to-back league titles is a bit ridiculous. I don't know. Okay, Bets, I think Blues would give us a run for our money, to be honest, with their current squad. Well, I don't know. A very changed Newcastle team beat them. That was nowhere near Newcastle's full strength side, and they beat them. I know derbies, the form goes out the window, everything goes out the window almost, but I think we've got at the end of the day they're a League One team. So like, I don't think they'd put a glove on Villa right now. Maybe in the Championship when they get promoted, which they probably will. I mean, it's pretty much guaranteed now. They'll invest and maybe they'll close that gap a little bit, but right now it's a League One squad. Like, realistically, I don't see that. Asensio hat-trick today would be impressive considering he's on the bench, Blake, but you never know. I appreciate your optimism. Eric says we do genuinely play better when we go a goal down. We sometimes it just needs that goal to wake us up a little bit, and it's something that drives me insane at Villa. Loveridge said if we play this against PSG, they'll destroy us. I 100% agree with that. Like I said, it's not Villa that have knocked Bruges out. It's Bruges. Bruges have knocked Bruges out. Every goal we've scored has been an absolute disaster for Bruges. And even then, it's a terrible pass. Villa could be 4-on-2 here. Why has Ollie gone for goal? Ollie Watkins. Why? It's a 4-on-2 and Ollie's just gone for goal thinking he's John Duran from 50 yards. Okay, look, that's ridiculous. I'm sorry, Ollie, I love you. You're not Duran. You're not Duran. It's not even close to scoring. What a waste of a 4-on-2 that is, by the way. A game where we've not played very well. We've not played very well at all. Struggled to create chances. We finally get, a bit of luck with a shit pass. 4-on-2, and Ali does that. You know what, Murad? I think Duran does score that. Ollie's not Duran. Genuinely, what the fuck was that? I don't say that lightly. What was that? McGinn, that's a good pass into Maatsen. Another chance for Villa. Maatsen, what is that? What are we doing? What are we... genuinely... we're getting into really good positions. And the pass is shit. I genuinely don't believe what I'm seeing right now. Again, Maatsen has Rashford completely free inside the box to his right. It's a 5-yard pass. And he just thumps the ball on the floor in the box and it gets cleared. I don't believe what I see with this club sometimes. I really don't. How on earth has that not led to... We've had a 4-on-2 and a 4-on-3 and we've not even come close. Not even come close to getting a goal. Mental. Who's been the better team? That's a really hard question to ask. You know what? I'd probably say them, you know. As sad as it is, they've got a red card. They're chasing the game. They have to play hyper-aggressive because they're 2 goals down. They're a man down. They're about to go out of the cup, right? And they've been the better team. They've been the better team. And now, just to kind of rub salt in Villa's wounds a little bit, Ollie Watkins is getting some treatment. He hasn't played well today, but an Ollie injury would be not fantastic. Not fantastic at all. Yeah, they got a red card early on. Marcus Rashford going 1-on-1. Their defender Sabe had to bring him down. Clear and obvious goal scoring opportunity. It's one of those where it's like there's no debate. As a defender, you make that mistake, you hold your hand up, and he went straight down the tunnel. You just got to move on with it. Joyce says, our owners are class there. Can't deny that we deserve our good times. Been through shit period. Look, the last thing I'll say about Blues, the last owner was awful. Very similar to Villa, actually. Don't get Chinese owners. There you go. Just don't get Chinese owners. Chinese owners ruined Blues and nearly ruined Villa. So don't do it. Just don't do it. And ironically, both now went from Chinese owners to Yank owners. And I know Americans don't have the best reputation in football, but they've done well for Villa, and you could argue they've done well for Blues. So, yeah, I mean, it is what it is. No chance this game gets over 2.5 goals. I don't think so. We did not miss a pen, no. It was a free kick and not a penalty, which Tielemans' shot was saved by Mignolet. And that's the closest Villa have come to scoring a goal by quite a mile, to be honest. Quite a distance. 53 of you in the TikTok live, 35 of you in the YouTube live. If you haven't hit the like button, I'd massively appreciate it. On TikTok, you can double tap screen. On YouTube, just scroll down, click the like, maybe click a sub, click a follow. You know, not many Villa fans make content. So if you want to laugh at me, if Villa do shit, or if you're a Villa fan, you want to, you know, be a part of the Villa community, feel free to do that. Was Asensio not playing? I think we are just trying to rotate the best way we can. We got a fairly big squad, you know. That's my take. And he was injured as well against Brentford. Ooh, bad pass. Kamara does well to win it. Maatsen, Rashford, edge of the box. Ooh, don't like that either. Tielemans does incredibly well to recycle the ball. That pass for Rashford was quite awful, to be honest. I don't know where Rashford intended that to go, but I promise you now that wasn't... I don't think he got the proper connection on the ball, because that ball went backwards rather than towards Tielemans. Maatsen in towards Mings. 2 minutes to half time. Still, it remains Villa 0, Bruges 0. Bruges down to 10 men. A 3-1 aggregate lead for Villa as well is the current situation we're in. Elsewhere, it's Arsenal 2, PSV 1. Zinchenko put Arsenal 1-0 up, and it would have been 8-1 aggregate. It's crazy. Perisic equaliser, former Spurs man, and Declan Rice makes it 2-1. So I don't think it's going to be as catastrophic for PSG as the first leg. But the fact of the matter is, it's a 9-2 aggregate. So there's no coming back. And probably the biggest game today, if you're not a Villa fan, probably would be Atletico Madrid against Real Madrid. It's 1-0 to Atletico Madrid. And it's Conor Gallagher, man. Conor Gallagher. Top player, I tell you. Top player. I think Chelsea letting go of him was a huge mistake. Arguably their best midfielder. And his goal has tied up that game All eyes will be on that to see who goes through. Free kick Villa, by the way. McGinn towards Mings. Good header away. Villa didn't really commit that many bodies forward, though, in fairness. McGinn will, again, lash it forward diagonally. It's another good header away. A bit of head tennis actually going on here. Tyrone Mings. Oh, what a pass that is. Mings now gets a chance to cross it. What a pass. Rashford. Side netting. Oh, you know what? Well done, Tyrone Mings, by the way. All of that was created by Mings. Bit of head tennis. Mings gets the 1-2. Rather than just lump across into the box, hit and hope, actually finds an unbelievable pass through the gap to find Rashford. Takes it first time. I mean, I just think Rashford, ironically, should do a little bit more like Mings there and just be a bit more precise with what you're doing. He should have kind of rushed it and has gone for power rather than placement at the near post, and it's wasted opportunity again for Villa. Tielemans, though. I mean, Brugge have not kept this ball very well in the last 5 minutes. Tielemans into Rodgers. Lovely backheel flick. McGinn towards Rodgers again. This time a good headed clearance away. But Brugge, that's a foul in fairness. Brugge have struggled to retain this ball. And, yeah. They've got a free kick here, though. McGinn with a very aggressive slide tackle. Almost like a striker's tackle there. Look, he's more than entitled to go for that ball, I think. But he does get all the man and none of the ball, in fairness. Fastest goal by an Englishman in the Champions League? I actually have no idea. I would not have known. I would not have known who that is. Statistics are interesting. Callum says, I hope Villa win the UCL. That would be the miracle upon miracles. It is a question, and I genuinely mean this when I say it. If Villa won the Champions League this season, and it is a huge, huge if. I'm not an idiot. It's a huge if. Would that be a bigger story than Leicester winning the Premier League in 2016? That's my question I pose to the chat. Is the odds of Villa winning this competition that astronomically low? Like, there's 16 teams left in this competition. There's 20 teams in the Premier League. If you were to make a table of where you'd expect each team, like if you were going to list teams with the highest probability of winning the Champions League, Villa's definitely down the bottom. That's why I asked this question. But I wonder what people think, because obviously the Leicester winning the Premier League story is probably the biggest underdog story of all time. But it's just fascinating to think about where does that rank if Villa won the Champions League this season? How close would it be? Would it actually be a bigger story? I think it'd be at the very least up there. Obviously, no disrespect to Leicester, because their story is genuinely incredible. But I think it'd definitely be up there. Flatcat says, with more media hype, it would seem bigger if Villa won the Champions League this season than Leicester winning the Premier League. Leicester just play well in a bad season, says Matt. It depends who they play. I say, yeah. Well, right now, it'd be PSG into Real Madrid or Atletico, most likely into Barcelona in the final. So, I mean, it doesn't get much harder than that, in fairness. I know some teams get to the Champions League final and they don't have to play many good teams. Villa are in literally the hardest side of the draw. And, yeah, if we somehow made it, it would, to me, I think it'd be a genuine miracle. Especially how we play this season. Fair enough. Half time at Villa Park, it is 0-0. I don't know. It's one of those where like the fans seem to have been really up for it. The club have done like a really nice display. The players, I don't know. I don't think we've been that great. But as Bruges once again shoot themselves in the foot, getting a red card in very silly circumstance, in my opinion. And yeah, half time 0-0. Half time 0-0. No, because having Morgan Rogers should guarantee the. I love that. I love that, Camsey. That's great. I feel like if we beat Real, then definitely, especially how much they've won it. I feel if Dortmund won last season would have been a bit. Dortmund winning last season would have been a big achievement, but nowhere near the scale of like some of the other achievements that you could talk about in all of football history. I reckon if we win the next 2 rounds of FA Cup, we win the whole thing. I mean, It would be a final, no? Because we've got quarter-final, the semi-final. If Villa... The way I'd word that, right? And this is not to be big-headed or whatever. If Villa are still in the competition and Man City are out, I think we win it. I think we win it. I think City are the only team that I genuinely heart of heart feel would knock us out. Especially at Wembley. I honestly believe that. In the FA Cup, it is literally just Man City. I know City have not been great this season, but they'll be so desperate to win something because it's been that bad of a season. Which is why I think City probably will make the final. And they are obviously heavy favourites to win the whole thing. If City are out and we're still in it, I'll back Villa all the way. And that's the way I'm treating that competition, to be honest. I want to win it. I want to win the FA Cup very badly. We don't, like I said, we've not won it since 1957. It would be nice to win it. It'd be nice for a non-top 6 team to win it as well. Leicester's a bigger feat, but Villa winning Champions League would be a huge upset. And Flatcat says, but Villa just adding another chapter to their illustrious history. Leicester are trying to write theirs as they go. I mean, that's fair enough. Fair enough. Do we even want to play today? It's a very good question, the Villa fan, because I feel like the players, I don't know. I just feel like there just hasn't been that tempo that I expected from Villa in this kind of game. I feel like we've been fairly flat, which is weird for a Champions League game to say that. I don't know. I just find that a bit odd. Mind you, I said boring game. I agree. It has been a boring game. I do think that. Matt says, imagine winning the FA Cup and Champions League. Just a casual double. In a season that's apparently been bad. Would be interesting. Nottingham could soak up Palace. About the FA Cup, like I said, I back Villa to beat Forest or Palace, especially at Wembley. It's only City I'm worried about. Only City I'm worried about. I think and Forest have had a good season, but I think on paper, in a big game like that, I think Villa do it. I think we're more used to the big occasions than a team like Forest. That's my opinion. Like, it could be outrageous to some fans, but that's what I think. Man City are the clear and obvious favourites. They've won a lot of trophies in recent history. Unfortunately, recent history is the only history they have, but they've won a lot in that time. And if they go out, I would back Villa. I really would. I would back Villa to do it. Josh says, literally need a Rashford first goal scorer of £700. I bet you were sad to see Rashford go one-on-one and get taken out. That's all I'm going to say. Corey said, wouldn't it be a crazy story if we got to a final 2015, then got knocked out? Yeah, wouldn't that be crazy, Corey? Wouldn't that be crazy? How you doing, Ori? That was good. We haven't beat Forest or Palace. It's true we haven't beat Forest or Palace this season, but we should have beat Palace. Missed a penalty in that game. Forest, bar the last 10 minutes of the game, I thought we were all right in that. I think we just had an absolute meltdown in the last 10 minutes and decided to forget how to play football. But for 80 minutes of that game, I thought we were actually pretty good and were the best side, and actually got robbed of a penalty, which I've just remembered. Rodgers got his arm pulled in that game, and we have a penalty, score it. Goals change games. Would have been 1-0 up at the time. I feel like that game could have been different if our decision went our way, and it's a very obvious penalty that we didn't get. So yeah, you could say, like you said, we didn't beat Palace. All Forest. We've still got Forest to play at home. And Palace, look, we're terrible away. But missed a very important penalty at home. Probably should have won that game, to be honest. I'll take the red card, but would have liked to see Rashford score. Like to see a Rashford goal. I think it's one of those where the red card benefits Villa more than a goal. Because they're chasing 2 goals and they're a man down. I just think it's too much of a mountain to climb. In my opinion. Who would you rather play in the next round, Atletico or Real Madrid? Well, I'd have to get through PSG first, and we still have to get through tonight as well. I would rather play Atletico Madrid. I feel like I know their game is level right now, and now Atletico Madrid could easily go through, but Real Madrid's attack is absolutely outrageous. And this season, Villa's defensive record has been absolutely abysmal. I can't see a world where we don't get absolutely ripped to pieces by that. And I feel like, your typical standard Simeone team probably suits Villa to play more than Real Madrid. Probably suits it probably a lot more. Once Rashford starts scoring, he won't stop. If he needs to start scoring if Villa are to buy him. Well, a lot of people have said things like they want to buy Rashford already, and I said, look, we need to calm down. Get him to play his games. We can't rush decisions, right? Don't want to waste a lot of money. Bear in mind, £40 million, bar and Nana, it'd be our second highest, value signing of all time. I think Emi Buendia was 35 million. Rashford apparently is reportedly a 40 million bar clause. If you're going to make a decision like that, especially with his wage demands, it has to be perfect. So you cannot rush decisions. I think Rashford's been pretty good since he's been here. Still want to see a little bit more at times. I think his finishing hasn't been great. We saw it in this game as well. Snapped his shot at the near post. I feel like if he just took his time a little bit, could have picked his spot. Maybe you could say it's a bit of pressure. Maybe it's, he's still not probably as match fit as he'd want to be or as sharp as he wanted to be. But I've been impressed with what I've seen with Rashford. And like I said, he literally earned a red card today. By just his pace and his strength alone, Villa going direct, literally Emi Martinez right to Rashford at the edge of the Bruges box, had to be taken out. So even if he does say he does nothing for the rest of this game, he still earned Bruges a red card. And that in itself could win the game and win the tie. So for me, few complaints, at least for this game. DJ Barber says, can someone tell Konza that it's not golf? He's slowing down the game only to pass back. Someone tell Rodgers to stop walking like an old man and get lively and not come to a halt when you lose the ball, and give Rashford and Watkins more quicker balls. It's all too passive again. See, I agree with a lot of that. I don't think we've been that great in this game. And I know people really like slick one-touch passing, tiki-taka, all that good stuff, right? I feel like when we've just lumped it long, it sounds silly, right? But when we've lumped it long, it's been the best for us this game. I think we have reacted far better to direct passes. Literally, Route 1 football got us a red card. Emi Martinez, 70-yard ball to Rashford, got a red card. Just lump it. A game like this, they got 10 men. They're going to push players forward. They're going to try and press the life out of us because we play out from the back. Why don't we just thump it long? Maybe not every time, but maybe. I feel like it should be an idea that we should use a lot more, because we've tried to pass through them a little bit and it's not worked. So I would go way more direct than what we're doing right now, because every time we go direct, we get into 4-on-3 opportunities. Reading the comments, by the way, on Twitter for the halftime, and someone said embarrassing for it's completely dominated by a team of 10 men. Go girl, give us nothing is another. I love that. It isn't pretty, but it's obvious the game players just slow it down and make it frustrating for Bruges. No need to overexert ourselves. Not pretty for us fans, but we're cruising. I think it's a very interesting comment. Tough watch, come on boys, looking like a team of 10 men. Well, that's something I was going to say, and I think I did briefly mention it. If you had to guess who had 10 men, you wouldn't say them. Genuinely, you wouldn't say Bruges. If you had to genuinely guess. Someone said, I'm fully aware Emery probably thinks this is going perfectly, but I hope no neutrals watching this, because it is up there for one of the most boring games ever. Oh dear. I get it, but Christ, it's boring. Yeah. That seems to be the general consensus. It's just game management. It is game management. Thanks for the £1 from Ken. Appreciate that. Thank you very much for that donation. Flapcat says, in fairness, we're playing like we have a 2-goal advantage. Yeah, like I said, it's game management, and sometimes game management is boring. But at the end of the day, we've got to do what we've got to do. Thanks for the roses from Tommy. I appreciate you, man. Over on TikTok, guys, double tap the screen if you're watching on TikTok. It would help promote it to all the people who maybe hate Villa, love Villa, all that good stuff. Yeah. Alan says, and he's done it a few times, Villa suck. Where are Wolves in the Champions League is my question. And the last thing I will say about Wolves is if Cunha leaves Wolves, they are in trouble. That's all I'm going to say. I've had a nice Brummie accent, lad. Shit on the Villa. I was born and brought up in Shard End, born at Heartlands Hospital. Just because I don't sound like Tommy Shelby doesn't mean anything. Nice one, mate. I'm sure you live in Stourbridge as well. Put Asensio on now just to kill the game, says Mind Your Own. C1 says me watching. I've seen the sleep emojis. Original Dave says we don't need to be an attacking threat today. Just hold it down at the back and take it. Rodgers needs a rest. He looks knackered. I mean, Rodgers is played every single game. It's genuinely crazy. Like, he's the only time Rodgers gets any rest is when he's suspended. How mad is that? Like, really, how mad is that? MJK says, with that Watkins long shot, if I was, the Watkins shot. Oh my god, the Watkins shot. The Watkins shot, man. The fact, look, if the game was level, say aggregate was level, I would have crashed out. I got pit 4-on-2. 4-on-2 and he does that. It's crazy. It's crazy. 4-on-2. And he tries to become John Duran and score from 40 yards. The ball bounces at shin high for Mignolet. And it's the easiest save he's ever had to make. Absolute insanity from Ollie Watkins. He's not that guy. I love Ollie, but he's not that guy. Oy vey. Do I think Maatsen will leave in the summer? No chance. Especially with the he's on like a 5-year deal. No way he leaves. Unless we got like a good offer. No way. Matt says Duran scores out of ease. I think Duran has way more of a chance of burying that than Ollie. I just found it really strange decision to make. And then moments after as well, we have another 4-on-3 where it's Maatsen on the left. He has Rashford with a simple 5-yard cutback. And he just thumps it mindlessly into the box and it gets cleared. It goes nowhere near anyone. I think he was looking for Ollie Watkins and he's nowhere near it. And like in the space of a minute, we missed an opportunity. We've got Ollie being an absolute moron. And then we give the ball. Oh, man. Strange. Very strange. Flapcat says the result counts for more than the game in the long term. Amy Madness says you live near my nan. Okay. Adus says, how are you struggling to 10-man Club Brugge? Does this mean Pillar are finished and you are still backing the manager? Who's going through to the next round, my friend? Who is going through to the next round currently? That's all I'm going to ask you. Hypnose says, just popped in to say hi from the only Aston Villa support in Australia. You'd be surprised. I think there'd be more than that. But I appreciate your support. I hope you're doing well, Hypnose. Just seen the Bruges goal. Not the Bruges goal. Fucking hell. I hope Bruges don't score. Just seen the Atletico Madrid goal. It's a bit of chaos. Cross on the right. There's a bit of a dummy. And then Gallagher, Johnny on the spot, slides in 3 yards out. It's a bit of a chaotic goal. But it's all that matters. Huge sub for Villa. Asensio's getting ready to come on. I didn't expect that. Didn't expect that at all. British Mix says the result out of their place was not always going to affect this game. It's all about not conceding. So we're not read too much into our attacking. All the players are aware what one goal will do to the tie. Fair enough, mate. And Emma says, I still have faith in Watkins. I think he can still criticise players. But I still have faith in Ollie, of course. With that Watkins long shot, I think I read that comment, didn't I? I don't think the red card is enough for us. Definitely need another goal. I don't see them scoring. I don't see them scoring more than 1 or 2. I see them scoring, but not enough to cause issues with 10 men. I could definitely see them scoring a goal. Like I said, I predicted a draw in this game. I said a draw at the start today, and I still feel like we're going to get a draw. Probably a 1-1. That's what I think. But yeah, Sensei's coming on. Thanks. For, another 3 roses from Tommy. Appreciate you. Will both teams score this half? Probably, but I wouldn't bet on it. I wouldn't be a betting man. Double sub for Villa though. Asensio and Leon Bailey both coming on. I mean, I did not expect to see Asensio on, especially this early. To be honest, I didn't think he'd come on at all. I thought we'd fully rest him. But no, he's on at half time. It's fair enough. And we are underway for the second half. Just waiting to see who were the substitutions who went off. I didn't actually quite see. All I saw was Bailey and Asensio on. It makes you think. I don't know if it'd be. Well, the thing is, John McGinn was on the right. So what has McGinn gone off? If you do bear with me, I'll try and find out. I didn't have my headphones in, and I just saw. I was too busy getting surprised with Asensio, to be honest. Being on the pitch, Watkins and Kamara. Watkins is off. No, he's not. No, he's not. Nowhere. Oh my god, he is. He's not on. Wait. Rashford's the striker? I'm surprised at that. Rashford is the striker with Morgan Rogers essentially playing behind him. I'm surprised by that. I am surprised. I think Ollie. It might be the injury actually that he got towards the end of the first half. Maybe they're being precautious. But yeah, Rashford as the striker. Long ball towards Morgan Rogers, and he tries to keep it alive. The ball goes out for a goal kick. Yeah, but Kamara off is a surprise. Kamara off. I thought he played well. I think there's obviously a little shift up there. Yeah. So Leon Bailey. So what we're probably going to see? McGinn play in the middle. Very strange. Yeah, John McGinn is now in central midfield with Yuri Tielemans. Good pass from McGinn as well. Into Tielemans. Here's Maatsen. Just want some more positivity. I thought the first half was a lot of Villa fans said it as well. Just flat. Very, 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 very flat. Daryl says, watching a hotel in Portugal, the Villa. How you doing, bro? Hope you enjoy Portugal. Long ball. Good ball into Rashford. For Villa inside the box, he gets a corner as Michele makes... the decision to concede the corner is fair enough. No nonsense defending from Michele. I think he'd rather do that than concede no goal this time. Makes sense. I get it. Rashford takes the corner. Which does mean we don't have a striker in the box to attack this. We've got Mings forward, Konza forward, but we're not the tallest. And we have gone short, which I'm not surprised with. Asensio into McGinn, cushions it. Rashford cross is decent. Headed away. I like that little routine there. It was well defended by Bruges, but still I rate it. Martinez thumps it long diagonally. Good pick out as well. Finds Rashford. Gets a bit of space to run into. Good pass as well. Into Mings in the box. Swivels. Gets the shot away. Tyrone Mings playing like a centre forward there. I can't believe that. Back to goal. Swivels. Left-footed shot on target. Good save, Mignolet. I'm surprised, but he stayed up there from the corner. Really good pinpoint pass from Rashford. And Mings, of all players, turn, swivel, shot, good save. And here's Maatsen now. Cuts inside in. He does well to cut inside the box, but his pass doesn't find anyone. And now the direct ball, looking for Jutgler, but well done, Konza. Watch that, marshalled it all the way. Cushions it back to Martinez. And Bruges, despite 10 men, try to play a bit direct there. Could have caused an issue there, but Konza is just a very assured defender. Knows what he's doing. Very good. Ming's been crazy. Matt, I agree with you. Matt says Ming's been crazy last few games. I can't believe that. Asensio has room to run on his own. Left. He should have gone for goal. Lays it off to Morgan Rogers. Rogers' pass isn't great. McGinn keeps it alive. Ball into Bailey now. Good pass. Asensio! And this man can't stop scoring. Marco Asensio off the bench. It's only been 4 minutes since he's come on. What a goal. This man is an absolute goal machine. Asensio makes it 1-0 to Aston Villa. Well, genuinely, where would we be without this signing in January? This guy has completely completely changed Villa since he's come in. I think we've been a much better outfit since he's come into the side. And again, 4 minutes off the bench has made all the difference. Once again. At some point, you got to say he's a prolific goal scorer. Ridiculous. Great pass from Bailey. It's the two substitutes you combine, actually. Bailey with a scoop pass between two. Asensio, first time, over the head of Mignolet into the roof of the net. Absolute top finish. And it's a 4-1 aggregate lead, and that should be game over now, you would imagine. What a goal. What a moment. I can't believe that. I cannot believe it. Asensio with his 6th goal for Aston Villa. Genuinely, like at this point, it's kind of crazy to think about. But yeah, what a moment. 1-0 Villa. And for a very poor game. Once again, it's kind of against the run of play. I don't think we've been that great today, just like we weren't in the first leg, but it's clinical from Villa. Something I don't often say. It is clinical. And in fairness, I don't think Asensio... I think Asensio has been very clinical, actually, to be honest. Since he's been at Villa, I don't think he's missed many chances at all. I'd love to see a stat on that. But yeah, 1-0 Aston Villa. 51 minutes gone. It's a 4-1 aggregate lead. That should surely seal it now. If there was any doubt. 4-1 against 10 men. I think all the nerves can finally go. Villa Tom says, sign that lad up now. I mean, surely we have to be... Asensio is the conversation to have about signing a lone player. Like I said, Rashford probably needs to play out the rest of his games. Asensio I'd sign now. I think Asensio has shown enough, more than enough, that bringing him in would be a good thing for Villa. It's just if he wants to come in. That's the question, you know. Not the greatest pass, by the way, from Morgan Rogers into Tielemans. And Vanaken has it for Bruges. To be fair to Villa, even when we lose the ball, we seem to press quite well, and they've struggled to take full advantage of our mistakes in this game. But yeah, if he plays like this for us, surely he wants to join. Right? Maybe he's just trying to look good on the market there. That's what I'm thinking. Like his first action on the ball in a Villa kit was to do a roulette around the player. He did that because he wants people to watch what he does. Maybe he wants to show off to PSG that he's a good player. Maybe he wants to put himself on the market and show the world how good he is. Because it's going to be more than Villa who's interested in Asensio. Right? Realistically. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I personally, do whatever you can. And it's another good pass into him. He's in on goal! Off the post! Oh, Asensio 1-on-1. Hits the post for Villa. I think an offside has come up anyway. What a pass! Asensio playing like a striker. Oh, that's so unlucky. Hits it. What brilliant control, by the way. Hooks it off. Mate, it's not the easiest of passes to take down, by the way. Controls it brilliantly. Left foot across Mignolet, just onto the post. So unlucky. Yeah, where's that Wolves fan now? He's certainly shut up. Yeah, it's not the first time, Villa Tom. Asensio's first touch is unbelievable. It's genuinely unbelievable. And all the Villa fans are singing his chant right now. Unbelievable. Ordona is getting some treatment for Bruges. I think he's sustained a little bit of an injury here. I think he should be fine. He looks okay, but the physios are on seeing him. There has been a stoppage of play. Couple subs for Bruges are being prepared. I think the flag stayed down, by the way. I think that would have counted. Elsewhere, it still remains 2-1 to Arsenal. It's 9-2 on aggregate. It's crazy to say out loud. Atletico still lead a 0-0 against Real Madrid, which is 2-2 on aggregate. And Villa's 1-0 lead against Bruges is a 4-1 aggregate lead. Don't forget as well, Bruges are down to 10 men. So yeah. Yeah, Asensio coming on within 4 minutes of coming on scores the goal to put Villa 1-0 up. I mean, the guy is 6 now. 6 not Premier League goals. As much as that would be amazing. 6 goals now for Villa. Unbelievable. What a player. They say don't fall in love with a lone player. It's very hard. It's a very hard thing to do. And it makes you think, and I'm going to make this in a video as well. Asensio against PSG. It just reeks of Coutinho against Barcelona for me. What other team would he try the most against in his career? Right now, PSG would be the game he would play his absolute heart out. And it reeks of like that Coutinho game against Barcelona when he was on loan at Bayern. Got 2 goals in a famous 8-2 win. And I just feel like Asensio could cause PSG some trouble. Would be very interesting. Would be very interesting, I think. Mings for Villa. Rashford did drop short. He's actually gone on a run now. But long ball. Good pass as well from Tielemans. Finds Rashford in the box. Rashford to Rodgers. Oh, he can't. He cuts it back. Yes! It's Ian Maatsen. It's 2-0 to Villa. It might account as an own goal. I'm not sure if Maatsen's shot was actually on target. But it has gone in. And it's Michele. The player who scored an own goal in the first leg is deflected off Michele and has gone in for a Villa's second goal. I mean, that will well and truly wrap it up. If it wasn't already secure, it definitely is now. 2-0 Villa, 5-1 on aggregate. Oh, it might get disallowed. That looks offside. Hang on. Pause. Rodgers looks offside to me there. I'll put the score in, but my first viewing of that, I thought Rodgers was off. So, right, as of now, it is 2-0, but could get ruled out here. Yeah, Maatsen's shot was going in anyway, so it would count as his goal. They're going to check it, obviously. I see I come and Villa get a goal. What can I say? How you doing, Ryan? But they're checking the goal. I don't think this is going to count, to be honest. I saw offside, for me anyway, straight away. So I don't think this is going to count, unfortunately. It would be Ian Maatsen's, I think it'd be his first goal for Villa, would it not? Unless I'm heavily mistaken. He will play like, look at me, you're missing this. I agree, Villa, Tom. Imagine Rashid, Asensio and Duran up front. That's some stuff. I'm still sad he went, to be honest, Duran, but I understand why. Goal given! Goal given! What? I want to see the... Look, I need to see that again, because I thought Rodgers was well offside. Did they not show a good camera angle of that? I looked at that. I thought he was offside. It has stood. It's a goal for Villa. It's a 2-0 lead now. Maybe, look, we've had a lot of goals ruled out by VAR recently, so maybe it's just the trauma coming out there. But it is a goal. It's stood, and it's 2-0 to Aston Villa. 5-1 on aggregate now. It's more, as well and truly, game over. If there was any doubt, any shadow of doubt, it is game over now. But yeah. What can I say, bro? What can I say? It's funny guy. Funny guy. Half an hour to play. Villa 2, 10-man Bruges 0. And I hate to be a broken record. Marco Asensio changes the game for Villa. I keep saying it every time Asensio plays for Villa. Our attack's just a lot better. And within moments of coming on, Villa get a goal. It's him that scores it. Then he hits the post. A wonderful run. Found down the middle. Great control. Good shot across. Very unlucky for it to come back off the post. And I'm like, this guy's unbelievable. One player completely changes how we attack. And again, lovely play for Villa. Down the left, cut back into Maatsen. And look, the shot does deflect it on its way through. I think it's going in anyway. And Maatsen gets his first goal for Aston Villa. But I find it difficult to not point at Asensio for being the difference once again. PSG, here we come, says RPG Gamers Hub. Now, all the all the eyes will be on, can Villa pull off an unbelievable underdog story against PSG? That will be the question. I think we have to, realistically, we've got to be better than what we've played in the two legs. I don't think we've been that great. We scored 5 goals. I don't think we've really gone out of third gear in any of the games. Brooke, please do not spam. You will get timed out. The goal scorer for Villa was Ian Matson. Please do not spam. Okay, I'm gonna have to put you on mute. There's no need to do that. I don't know why people do that. But Ian Matson scored Villa's second goal. And the first goal for Villa was Marco Asensio, who is just an absolute unbelievable talent. Top player. 53 of you in the TikTok live. I appreciate all your support. Please hit the like button. Villa chance again. Rashford in on goal. Pulls it back. Yes! It's Asensio again. This is absolutely unbelievable. Rashford into Asensio. How many times am I going to say that this season? 3-0 to Aston Villa. Oh, this guy is absolutely ridiculous. The goals just keep flooding for Asensio. His 7th goal for Aston Villa. He's only been here since the end of January, and he has scored 7 goals. Absolutely ridiculous. Villa 3, Bruges 0 in the Champions League. 6-1 on aggregate. Bruges are getting absolutely blown away. And, well, VAR will have a look at that, because Rashford, again, that looks close to being offside. The first pass to him was anyway. Rashford cutback is fantastic into Asensio. Great finish for 3-0 to Aston Villa. This is unbelievable. I did not. I tell you, I didn't see this coming. At half time, I did not see this coming. I thought Villa were awful in that first half. A very boring game, very low tempo. And I just thought we were just trying to game management our way through it and just be defensive, but we've completely blown them to pieces in this second half. And the goal has stood. Again, it looked like a tight offside there. But it is 3-0 to Aston Villa. And Joker in chat says, you only sing when you're winning. Most teams do, my friend. If you watch football these days, unfortunately. RPG Gamer says, woo. Marco and Marcus Stewart. That's what? Is that? I swear that's Rashford's 4th assist to just Asensio alone. Every assist I think he's got has been. This is an unbelievable stat. All 4 of Rashford's assists have been to Marco Asensio. How incredible is that? Genuinely unbelievable. Villa 3, Bruges 0. All the goals second half. And again, Asensio coming on has completely changed the game. Completely changed the game. Incredible, man. 7 goals in 8 games now. I mean, I don't think anyone expected that. Even in their wildest dreams for Asensio. I thought together, Rashford and Asensio getting 7 goals at this point would be magnificent. But for one player to do that on his own is unbelievable. Yeah. Just, wow. How do you get the data on your YouTube stream? I've been wanting to do it for a while. So I'll actually, unlike a lot of people, I'll give you some advice. It's an overlay. So if you can use software such as Streamlabs, OBS, anything like that, and essentially you can attach a web source and then you can scale it how you want. So I get all my match data and stuff like that from FlashScore, and I implement it on my screen. But it's just a web source, and you get to scale it however you want. But you need a streaming a streaming platform in order to do that. So I recommend Streamlabs. OBS is also pretty good. A lot of people use that. Use what you want, but there you go. I had to find out a lot of this stuff myself. I had to learn everything myself. But yeah, I'll give all the help. All the help I can. George says Newcastle are better than Villa. I mean, enjoy your cup final, mate, because I think you're gonna need all the luck you can for that. To be honest, it's been like 70 years since you won a domestic trophy. Yeah, I don't know why people do that. Maybe because they want to make money off information, or like tutorials or whatever. But I help people out because that's how it should be. We should all help each other out. At the end of the day, that's how I've always lived my life. Villa Tom says, sorry, where did they finish in the Champions League? Exactly. Double sub for Villa and Pau Torres. Oh my God. Pau Torres is coming on for Villa, and that is a beautiful sight to see. This man broke his metatarsal last year and is finally making his first appearance back fit for Aston Villa, at least partially fit for Villa, off the bench. Is a beautiful sight to see. Jacob Ramsey being the other sub as well. One of our own. But come on, Pau. I love Pau Torres. It's Tyrone Mings off as well. He's been brilliant again. Like I said, Mings, I will say, I'll hold my hand up. I thought Mings was finished at Villa. I really did. But he's been incredible since coming back. And yeah, I admit when I'm wrong about things. And I was fully wrong about Mings. I thought his career was over, especially at Villa. But what a redemption arc for Tyrone Mings. Jaden, yes, I'm streaming on TikTok. Sorry, I just read your comment because I've been viewing comments on TikTok, mate. But I stream on both platforms, YouTube and TikTok. I might stream on more in the future as well. But as of right now, it is just YouTube and TikTok. Currently, we've got 60 of you in the TikTok live. I appreciate all your support. Please double tap the screen. And over on YouTube, bear with me, we have 32. We've had a very high view count actually on YouTube today. So I appreciate all your support. I love you guys as always. And it's been a very good game. Somehow, I did not expect to say that after the first half was so dismal. The second half has been much better, and largely down to one man coming off the bench in Marco Asensio. And I don't think this reflects well on Ollie Watkins, by the way, is all I'm going to say. Emma, look, at least I'm here, Emma. Look, I get a lot of lurkers. I don't mind lurkers. I've had people tell me in DMs and in messages randomly where they say they put me on in the background while they drive, while they sleep, while they do like random ass chores. If they can't listen to the game, can't watch the game for any reason. Lurkers are lurkers, and I love them to pieces. So, you know, if people want to have a chat, they can. If they just want to listen, they can also do that. But at least I'm here for you. But yeah, what a game. Unbelievable. PSG will batter Villa, says Mark Daniels. I know you're shitting yourself if we beat them. I know you're shitting yourself. And if Villa do go out to PSG, this is far better than I thought we'd ever do in the Champions League. It's a dream come true already. And I think Villa have done ourselves very proud. Got top 8. Qualified for the round of 16 without needing playoffs. And have blown Club Brugge away. A team that went 20 games unbeaten. A team that led at Manchester City and only lost in the last few moments. A team that also beat us in the league phase. But we well and truly got our revenge. And I'm more than proud of these players. Matty Cash goes for goal from range. Good save, Mignolet. That swerved and caused issues for the goalkeeper there. He did well in the end. A Matty Cash goal would have been the icing on the cake there, to be honest. Okay, Bet says, to be honest, I think we're going on. I think we'll beat PSG. I mean, as a Villa fan, and I'm sure a lot of you guys in chat are Villa fans, at the very least, we can be optimistic. Real Madrid have missed a penalty. Oh, wow. Vinicius Jr. has just now missed a penalty for Real Madrid. That would have put them level in the game and ahead in the tie with 3-2. A huge moment in that game. Wow. In a derby game as well. You're 1-0 down. Vinny Jr. missing a penalty. Unbelievable. Elsewhere at the Emirates, it is Arsenal 2, PSV 2. I mean, the game was over before the ball was even kicked today because of the 7-1 lead. But to be fair to PSV, they've not bowed down and they've made a good game of that. I think if they can end today and not lose, I think is a good result for them, in fairness. But yeah, doesn't only miss it, he skies it. Does he actually? I might need to have a quick look, on good old Twitter to see what happened there, because oh dear. Yeah, we'll see. We shall see. Mark, mate, I wish you all the best in life. That's all I'll say. Villa free kick on the halfway line. 20 minutes to go. Villa 3, PSG. Oh, I wish. Club Brugge. I'm taking the piss there. Can you imagine? Villa 3, Bruges 0. 6-1 on aggregate. What a scoreline. I'm just going to try and have a look at this Vinny penalty miss and give my thoughts on that. Rashford in the box of Villa. Cross deflected. Maatsen. Oh, puts the cross in, no one there. We keep it alive. Matty Cash into Asensio. I thought he was going to give a little layoff there back to Cash for a 1-2, but Asensio still keeps the ball. McGinn now. The attack's kind of fizzled a little bit here. So I'm seeing this penalty from Vinny. It's a recording from the crowd, actually. This isn't playing on stream, right? I would probably get DMs here. Yeah, it's not playing on stream. Good. Long shot for Villa. Oh, dear. Vinny, no. Vinny, no. That's horrendous. Oh, someone in Rose Ed has had someone. I'm telling you now, someone had a pint in Rose Ed that's just been blasted out of their hand. Oh, penalty's horrible. It goes off screen. That's when you know a penalty's bad. When it goes literally off screen on the recording. That's unbelievable. I'm watching the actual proper view from beIN Sport. How far does it go wide? Oh, it's horrible. It's horrendous from Vinny. Surely, does he slip as he does it? Does he slip as he takes it? I'm looking at his body. Oh, horrendous penalty. What's one of the worst penalties I've seen this season? Dear, oh dear. He's not going to live that one down, I tell you. Especially if Real Madrid go out today, which is very easy to do. T-Bag said Atletico win this 100%. You would imagine that would seriously hype them up now. So for all you lot, and there's a lot of you lot who said it as well, that Real Madrid were through after the first game, even though it was only 2-1. I've said, look, Atletico are good at home. They've got a very good defensive record. I felt at any point, if they went into the lead, they're still not in the lead yet today. I know they're winning the game, but not on aggregate. They get that second goal. I think they do it. I think they do it, mate. 100%. Reckon Asensio gets a hat-trick against PSG. Imagine. Oliver, how would I do my show without it, my friend? How would I get your view without it? Biggie says, I have to go. Good night, all up the Villa. What a performance, sir. I'm glad you've been here and you've enjoyed the game. It's been really good. Well, the second half's been really good. The first half was quite dismal, to be honest. But yeah, Axel Disasi to come on as well for Villa. Another sub has come in. I think, is that sub number 5 now for Villa? I'm just going to double check that. I think we made 2 half time. Yeah, this is sub number 5 now. Matty Cash off for Axel Disasi. If any of you lot care about the championship, by the way, all those games are coming fairly to a close soon. Hull lead 2-1 against Oxford City. Leeds with a 2-0 win. I mean, Leeds needed to win that, to be honest, because they've been on a little bit of a wobble. Portsmouth 1, 10-man, Plymouth 2, although Pompey just scored. Plymouth desperately need a result there. Pieface will be gassed if they can win that. Watford 1, Swansea 0, and Stoke is a later kickoff. They lead 1-0 against Blackburn. Rovers, we've seen no fresh goal in the Champions League. Obviously, earlier today, Dortmund actually beat Lille. Quite surprising, in my opinion. 2-1 away to qualify for the round of 8. Fancy way of calling it. The Champions League. Arsenal, I mean, we already knew Arsenal were going to make it because of their ridiculous goal difference. Is this like 9-3 on aggregate? It's ridiculous. Villa also cruising through 6-1 aggregate now. And Atletico Madrid 1-0 against Real Madrid. It's looking like it's going to go to extra time. Unless, could Atletico get a winner maybe before full time? We shall see. Max says hot take, Asensio for Ballon d'Or. If Villa, this would be funny, right? If Villa won the Champions League, we'd have to, you know what? We'd have to win the Champions League and FA Cup. But even then, I don't think we have enough PR, unfortunately. Maybe because he played for Real Madrid in the past, that's some PR for Asensio, and he's won a lot of trophies. But I don't know. Villa made Longley a better player. Asensio trying to combine with Rashford there, but well intercepted. Won back though by McGinn, but it's a bit scrappy. Flick header. Just goes straight into Villa's possession again. Konza. Back to the halfway line. Yeah, that Vinny pen was horrendous. I had to go and watch it because people were telling me it was bad. That was terrible. Absolutely. Aaron said just got off a work call for half an hour and we're up 3-0. Let's go. Yeah, Aaron, we've been really good second half. Typical fashion, isn't it? Typical fashion. Goalless at half time. Awful for most of that first half. Genuinely terrible. Second half, Asensio comes on, and sometimes football can be very complicated at times, but it can be also very simplistic. And I think having just Asensio on today, off the bench, completely changed the game. And it can just be that simple. One player can completely change the dynamic of the attack, and it completely did for us. I think Asensio, once again, man of the match off the bench, and now Ramsey could have done more there. He wins a corner though with a good tackle. But yeah, Asensio has been top class again. Dean said, driving back from Manchester back to Villa till I die. Well, I hope you enjoy your car ride. Hope the traffic's not that bad. And well, I'm giving you all the good news about Villa right now. 3-0 up, and we got a corner at the Holt, which Rashford will take short. Will it be another corner routine that was similar? It is. It's the same routine from earlier. Oh, Rashford doesn't cross it. In fact, he finds Maatsen instead. I thought he was going to whip it in like he did earlier. Asensio crossing, flicked on the near post, still not dealt with. And now Disasi, will he try and leave this? Actually, no, he keeps it alive. Gets a pass into Bailey. I thought he was looking for a throw-in then, but he decided to flick it away. It's now Tielemans, edge of the Bruges box, has a shot! Oh, what a save, Mignolet! Shot from Tielemans. It's a Yuri classic. Edge the box. He loves a 30-yard screamer, doesn't he? Tielemans wraps it around with his boot. That's a top save. It's a top save from Mignolet. I mean, that would have been typical Yuri. Typical Yuri. But a good save. And Mignolet is a good keeper. He's a good keeper, in fairness. AJ, we play PSG, mate. As Rail says, who do I play next round? It's PSG, who obviously are massive favourites. But you never know. Football's a fascinating sport. Bailey into McGinn. Cross comes into the box. Flicked on. Oh, Disasi actually should have scored. I don't think he expected the ball to actually reach him in the middle of the goal, completely unmarked. It was like a flick on. Oh, it's come off his shoulder. Oh my God, Disasi should score his first Villa goal. He's completely got it all wrong. It's come off his shoulder. It's one of those. It should be 4-0 Villa. I can't believe he's missed that. Oh, good tackle, Asensio. Oh, the referee's given a foul for that, but you go back 15 years and that's a top-class tackle. But whatever. All playing says, remember when you said there was a high chance there wasn't going to be more than one goal? Well, Marco Asensio exists. I think Asensio doesn't come on at half-time. This game would not be like this. I'm telling you now. I think Watkins was taken off as a precautionary. I think he's fine. At most, I would say he misses one game. He looked fine. He carried on playing. But Villa are, at least, I think the medical staff at Villa are very cautious, I've noticed, in the last year or two. And I think it's one of those where we're winning in the tie. At that point in the game, we hadn't been playing very well, but we're still led by 2 goals. We're playing 10 men. I just think the club made a decision that was a bit tough, but I think for the club's interest, and it definitely paid off because I thought Watkins weren't brilliant in that first half. Came off for Asensio, who's been man of the match by a mile. So, yeah, in fact, if anything, I think this has aged badly for Watkins. I don't think we've missed him at all in the second half, which it's a sad thing to say, really. But yeah, for everyone asking, it's PSG in the next round for Aston Villa. It was a funny thing to say. Between Aston Villa and PSG, despite all the money and all the players they've had, it's still only Villa out of the 2 clubs who've actually won a Champions League. As PSG have failed to do so. And I think they made even a Champions League final and lost 1-0. And they've had the GOAT, they've had everyone. They've had Neymar. They've had top class talent. Everyone on the pitch, and they've still never done it. And yeah, Aston Villa have. It's funny how sport works. Absolutely hilarious. But yeah, we have 10 minutes to go. 3-0 to Villa. I will say a lot of my focus now is on Atletico Madrid against Real Madrid. It's still 1-0 to Atletico. The goal by Gallagher in the first minute is the difference. Vinny Jr. skying a penalty, though, for PSG. I keep having PSG in my mind. That's all I can think about. Skying a penalty for Real is the huge talking point of the game now, because you would imagine if he buried it, Real Madrid would have 1 foot in the next round already. And if anything, him missing, especially in the way he did, is catastrophic. And it's just gonna hype up Atletico even more. Carragher has what's out studio being mocked by. Oh dear, he's a bit of a baby, isn't he, Carragher? And look, some of the things he says, right, I question. Like the whole thing about AFCON, which was an absolute PR disaster for him. Maybe it's like a bit of a laugh and a joke because he can come off that way. It's a bit more banter. Maybe he's left it out of banter, but we'll see. Another chance of Villa here potentially. Ramsey, options in the box. Ramsey goes one side, then the other. Cuts it back to Maatsen. Gets a 1-2. Rashford, Maatsen on the byline. I think he wanted an early ball in then, but to be fair to Michele, he covered that cross. And most of the decent passing opportunities there are for Villa. And we still have the ball, but the attack has largely fizzled out here. As Bruges have 10 men behind the ball. Rashford now edge of the Villa box. Tielemans now into Pau Torres. 9 minutes to go. Still 3-0 Villa. 6-1 on aggregate. I saw the picture of Jamie Carragher. He was seething. I don't really get... I don't really get, like, why some Liverpool fans have took it badly. Some have actually took it really well, in credit. They've played well this season. They're going to win the league. Shit happens. PSG were better than them over 2 games. I even spoke to a Liverpool fan at work today, and even he admitted it. PSG were the better team, but quite a bit over the 2 legs. They were far better than Liverpool in the first leg. And they missed some big chances in the second leg as well. And deserved over the 2 games to go for. And if that happens, you just move on. They've had a good season. They'll probably win the Carabao Cup. A double is more than fine. It's definitely a successful season. You just move on with it. It is what it is. If anything, it just shows to the owners of Liverpool that Darwin Núñez is nowhere near good enough. He's been a detriment. Núñez is absolute shite. Is what I will say to that. FA Cup coming to Villa. I mean, it would be a miracle. It would be a dream. But I would love it. Mignolet, quite far out his goal there. Does find a pass though into... I forget the geezer's name. He's a really good not a defender. A really good midfielder as well. His name always escapes me. Is it Onyedika? Yeah. Onyedika. I thought the first leg was actually pretty good. And probably didn't deserve to be on the losing team. Don't think he's been as good today. But I still think he's a good player. I think he could go to... he could get a move elsewhere. TNT Sport was saying he's had Premier League interest. I can see why. Scored a banger against Man City as well in the group stage. Villa going for the double. Like I said, imagine. It'd be funny. It would be funny. Another direct pass forward for PSG. I keep saying PSG. I got PSG on my mind. It's all I can think about. It's all I can think about. Dear, oh dear. 4 minutes to go in Madrid. It's still 1-0 to Atletico Madrid. It's still that slender lead. It's going to go to extra time, I imagine, now. But Vinny Jr. missing the penalty. I'm telling you, it's going to be costly. If you win any trophy or whatever, I reckon an Unai statue needs to be built. I don't disagree, actually. If we won the Champions League, mate, I want it out of gold. PSR is it's sustainability rules essentially. So it's how much money you earn compared to how much you spend, and PSR rules dictate selling academy players or players that you essentially built is encouraged. And if you don't abide by rules, you get point deductions, you get sanctions, you get a lot. PSR shit essentially. It just means teams that earn more money, bigger teams will sustain themselves a lot easier than smaller teams. Essentially, like Nottingham Forest broke PSR rules, but in doing so, they had a little bit of a point deduction last season, had a fine, and they're much better now. So sometimes I just think you got to take the fine and the slap on the wrist and just move on, because it's the only way you're gonna close the gap on some of these teams. PSR's a load of shit. Villa got top 4 and had to sell Douglas Luiz because of PSR. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. He sold John Duran for like 80 million with bonuses and stuff, and apparently we might struggle with PSR again this year, and I don't know how. Absolute madness. Pau Torres for Villa. How's the Rashford performance? It's been alright. He got an assist actually. With Asensio once again. It's Rashford on the ball here too. Rashford into Asensio. Oh, Asensio dispossessed. I think he tried to do a little bit too much there. He's a top player, although he's won it straight back, so I'll shoot my mouth up now. It's Bailey in towards Rashford. Oh, good tackle. Vanaken, the captain, helping out the defence there. Really good combination. Rashford not quite getting to that ball. I think it takes a little flick on its way through, and Vanaken is strong. He just muscles Rashford out of the way. It's just such a shame, really. But Rashford's had a good game. It's his 4th assist for Villa he got today, with another good layoff into Asensio. 4 assists, all of them for Marco Asensio. And yeah, Liam, I agree. I would right now. I would definitely look to buy Asensio. 7 goals he scored now. 7 goals is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Rashford scores his first goal for us against PSG for the winner or in the final. Look, Marcus Rashford, 2019, Parc des Princes. If you know, you know. Run it back. Run it back. Rashford, 2019, Parc des Princes. Run it the fuck back. That's all we want. That's all we want. It would be a dream come true, to be honest. We'll see. 3 minutes to go. Villa 3, Bruges 0. The camera pans around the fans, who are obviously quite happy what they've seen today. I think the crowd's been really good. It's just been, the first half, the players weren't fantastic, were they? But second half's been much better. Asensio, it's the easiest man of the match award anyone's ever going to get, I think. Completely changed the game coming on. And I need to reiterate that point when I make my my match reaction video on TikTok. I just need to seriously glaze the hell out of Asensio, because this man is genuinely ridiculous. Completely and utterly changed the game. One player coming on. Bear in mind, he came on for Ollie Watkins, so he technically didn't have a recognised forward. Well, if you want to say Rashford, fair enough, but Rashford's, in my opinion, is more of a winger than a centre forward. And we've comfortably scored 3 goals and nearly 4. As Asensio hit the post when he probably should have scored a 1-on-1. But I'm not going to take anything away from him, because he's been terrific. You know, if he buries that, he scores a hat-trick off the bench in the Champions League, just casually. Rashford got kicked out of Manchester because he can't score. Nothing changed. He's got, mate, come on. 4 goal contributions. He's a top player, man. Back your academy player, dude. Seriously, like, back him. Negativity has seriously run rampant. Man United will never be a top club again if the media runs the way it has done the last 20 years. You could say more the last 14 years, but it's slowly encircled. It's only because Sir Alex Ferguson was so good. Even in his last few years at management, he was so good. But as soon as they started to struggle with David Moyes and beyond that, the media hooked they sunk their hooks into players, into the club, and it's been a downward spiral ever since. Back your players, man. Sad to see. Maatson with the flick header towards Ramsey. I mean, that could have gone horribly wrong for Bruges there. It still might. Bailey now trying to win it off Vanaken, but in fairness, they give it away, but they managed to somehow get it back instantly. And now Maatson quite deep in his own half of Villa with the ball. Rashford should buy Asensio for us. Says Turbo. Yeah. If we can't get Rashford, bring back Jack. I won't get Grealish back now. No chance. And that is full time. We've gone to 90 minutes, no additional time shown. It has finished 3-0. Aston Villa are in the final 8 of the Champions League, which is something I didn't think I would say. Villa will play Paris Saint-Germain in the next round of the Champions League. In the quarter-final of the Champions League. Villa have officially gone further than teams like Man City. We already knew that. Liverpool now gone further than Lille. One of the Madrids are going out tonight. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. What a ridiculous timeline we're in. I remember losing 3-0 to Wigan Athletic in the Championship not too long ago. And here we are. I appreciate all you guys being here. I love you all as always. I'm going to make a video on TikTok talking about how I feel about today. It's going to be a lot of glaze. There's going to be a lot of Asensio glaze. You're going to have to just deal with that because the guy is a baller. Villa, please sign him. I love you all. I'll see you again soon. Up the Villa.